What about second breakfast?
Time for second breakfast.
What's up, everybody? Monster from Breakdowns for Breakfast here with another second breakfast. And this one's a little important. This is one that I feel like I really need to talk about. Sometimes a music collaboration comes along that is such a big deal and it's so monumental that it has to be discussed and analyzed. When David Bowie hooked up with Queen for Under Pressure, when Public Enemy and Anthrax joined forces to shape rap metal with Bring the Noise, or more recently when Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars came together to create one of the best ballads in recent years with Die With a Smile. But all of that pales in comparison to possibly the most important musical collaboration we have had in decades. And of course I am talking about Machine Gun Kelly featuring Fred Durst for the song Fix Your Face. Okay, obviously I'm trying to be silly. But seriously, when I saw that Machine Gun Kelly and Limp Bizkit were going to do something together, I kind of got excited about it. I'm not going to call myself a Machine Gun Kelly apologist, but I've never had a problem with the dude. I thought he was a fine enough rapper. I actually really do enjoy a lot of his pop punk stuff. It's a little monotone, but it's not bad for what it is. And I've never had a problem with Machine Gun Kelly. I know a lot of people don't like him, and that's fine. Same with Fred Durst. A lot of people don't like Fred Durst, and I get that. I happen to be a huge Fred Durst fan. So for me, when I saw Machine Gun Kelly, Fred Durst, I was like, yeah, this could work. I'm interested to hear what it sounds like. So when the song came out, of course, the day it came out, I listened to it and was like, probably how most people felt. It's fine. It's not that great. It's not bad, but it's not like earth-shattering or anything. But I did want to just kind of give my opinions on it a little bit because, I mean, what else do I got to do? Of course I'm going to sit around and talk about Machine Gun Kelly and Fred Durst. But so the song starts, and it's definitely got a very strong nu metal vibe. It's got a simple but solid riff, nice groove. And the first time I listened to it, the way the song starts with Fred kind of vamping at the beginning like he does, I was like getting kind of hype. I was like, all right, this might be cool. And it kicks in, and like I said, it's got a cool riff. When Machine Gun Kelly starts rapping, again, I think he's got a good flow. I always thought he was a solid enough rapper. There's some questionable lines throughout the song. In that first verse, one of the first lines, he references a certain type of liquid drying that I'm not going to repeat, that it's a little bit yuck. But other than that one line, I think most of the lines are pretty good and pretty clever. He does a There's a little bit of a controversy about some of the lyrics. There's people basically said he's kind of doing a diss on Youngblood. Now, I don't know much about this whole situation. I remember the Machine Gun Kelly and Youngblood song, and I thought it was fine. I have my niece is a huge Youngblood fan. I know other people who love him. I don't particularly get the appeal. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's got a good voice. I know he sort of won over a lot of rock fans with what he did for the Ozzy tribute. Then I think he either is going to release or did release something with Aerosmith. I could give a shit. I hate Aerosmith. But I think, I don't know. Like, he never, he didn't really, I don't feel real strongly either way. I would say that I vaguely remember the song him and Machine Gun Kelly did together. I think it was more of like a pop punk kind of song. And yeah, I mean, his voice is fine, but he just whatever. Like, I'm not picking sides between Machine Gun Kelly and Youngblood. Like, what are we doing here? It's 40 years old. But anyway, he has a line in this song where he says, Mickey Mouse kids turned rock stars, leaving private schools trying to be outlaws. And I'm not 100% sure what he's referencing entirely. I know that kind of like Drake, Youngblood did some like Disney shows, I think like Disney Canada or something, and then turns around and tries to be this rock star or whatever. But I mean, Machine Gun Kelly, he's been genre hopping ever since the whole Eminem thing happened to him. So I mean, again, it's beef between two goofy white dudes that play music. Like, who cares? But I know that sort of was one of the things that made people, what's the word? I guess care about this song a little bit more. But as the song goes, we get to the hook, and it's an interesting hook because Machine Gun Kelly like sings this like all around the world. And it's kind of decent melody, and then Fred does this sort of like wish I gave a, and he's like kind of like alluding to wish I gave an F or whatever. And it's like, I see what he's going for, but it didn't, I don't know. Like, I was hoping for a little bit more. And then at 2:13, we get this like perfect old school Limp Bizkit breakdown, build up. And I'm just like waiting for it. I'm like, okay, this is Fred's moment. And it just kind of kicks back into the chorus. I will say by the end of the song, Fred does give like one good scream at the very end, and I appreciated that. I get not wanting to go too hard because obviously they're shooting for mainstream here. I don't think it's going to happen. I can't imagine turning on, the local pop station and hearing this song. I just don't think that's going to happen. But it'd be cool if it did. I mean, honestly, I remember when Machine Gun Kelly released that Tickets to My Downfall, heard 2 or 3 of those songs on the radio just every other day. So, I mean, he's had plenty of mainstream success. I really do like this kind of resurgence of Fred Durst popping up with all these young guys. Obviously, he did that track with Wargasm we just talked about. And he's got another song coming out with, oh God, please forgive me, I think her name is Lauren Sanders or something like that, which she's kind of this up-and-coming star. I think she's going to be, she's a little bit, I don't want to say like vulgar, but I don't know how mainstream she'll ever get, but the fact that Fred is kind of, doing a song with her, there's a couple other artists too that are escaping me that I know he's done some stuff with, and they've taken a couple of like young bands and kind of experimental artists out on tour with them and stuff. So I mean, I appreciate Fred doing that, and people kind of like, 10 years ago, Fred Durst, having Fred Durst on your song was almost like you roll your eyes at it. But now it's almost like a stamp of approval in a way. It's kind of like Machine Gun Kelly, I believe, on Tickets to My Downfall. I think Travis Barker played drums on some of it. I think, I could be wrong. It's sort of like, in a way, legitimized the pop punk switch. I would be really interested to see if this is the direction of the next Machine Gun Kelly record. If it is just rap rock, rap metal kind of stuff, I'm here for it. I liked it when he did the pop punk stuff, so why not? It kind of, and I know this is going to sound derogatory, but I actually don't mean it that way. It kind of reminds me of when Vanilla Ice did his album Hard to Swallow, which was, and we're going to do it on the show. I don't know if Danger knows that or not, but I'm going to make him listen to it. But it's Ross Robinson produced. It's got guys from Nothing Face playing the music, and Vanilla Ice rapping and screaming. And it's not great, but it's not bad. And I think because it's Vanilla Ice, people didn't want to give it a chance. I think if Machine Gun Kelly were to do a full-on nu metal rap rock album, it's going to have the same problem. People are going to roll their eyes at it. And then people like me are going to be like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. I like it. So anyway, Fix Your Face. It's fine. I was like probably more hyped for it than most people were. So I think I might have been a little bit more let down after listening to it a few times. But for what it is, I think it's kind of fun, and I'm interested to see where Machine Gun Kelly goes after this. me personally, like as always, I say go full nu metal. Just jump right on into it. Do collabs with hell, whoever else you can get to come down there and do that with you. I know that Machine Gun Kelly's had beef with like Slipknot and some other nu metal bands, so maybe he won't get, the star treatment. I don't expect a Machine Gun Kelly Chino Marino collab or anything like that, but hell, why not? Who cares? But anyway, have you heard this song? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's lame? I'm curious to know. And how do we feel about Machine Gun Kelly going full nu metal? Who's into that? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great day.